Now, to everyone's favourite topic, Novak Djokovic, the Labor Party has now called on the Morrison government to forge ahead with the cancellation of Djokovic's visa. You had today the ALP's Home Affairs spokeswoman, Christina Keneally, saying that failing to do so would, quote, do incredible damage to Australia's tough border laws. Here's what she had to say on Sunrise this morning.
Does it say if he gets deported? And what does it say about if he gets to stay? If he gets deported, it does incredible damage to Australia. If he gets to stay, it does incredible damage to our tough border rules and is a real insult to all the Australians who did the hard work of lockdowns and vaccination if the Morrison government fails to make the right decision here.
Your reaction, Hollie?
Look, I mean, it's not unusual for Christina to miss the point totally. We're not talking about tough borders with round refugees and boat people and opening up again there. We're talking about a tennis player who's come in. What people don't seem to understand is that it was the Victorian government and Tennis Australia that said to Novak Djokovic that he had a medical exemption to come to Victoria. What they did not make clear to him was that there is an additional medical exemption that was required by Australian Border Force, and that is where he has fallen down. So it is not about whether or not, he had the right, like he had a visa in about November, and there was obviously requirements around that with COVID vaccination, and that's why the visa was granted. But attached to that visa, which is what Australians and others wanting to come into Australia if they're not vaccinated need to apply for, is a medical exemption with Australian Border Force. That was never relayed to him, and that's been seen in the documentation that's been presented to the court. The exemption that he was given applies to the Victorian Health Department and government saying, we don't care if you want to come in and play tennis because we grant exemptions to celebrities and sports people all the time. So it's the two different systems. And this is where we're consistently running into trouble with each of these states trying to impose their own quarantine systems, their own management programs about who can come in and who can't. I think the way Novak Djokovic has conducted himself is appalling. He's clearly an anti-vaxxer. He was obviously given special treatment by Tennis Australia because he was supposed to have his exemption documents to them of proof of COVID previous 6 months by the 10th of December. He didn't get them until the 16th of December when he was confirmed to have COVID. He then went about his business without a mask, meeting with people, including children, whilst positive. There is absolutely poor behaviour on his part. But it is not, we've got to make sure we don't conflate the two issues here, that he was given a visa back in November. He didn't apply for a medical exemption with Border Force, but was granted a quarantine-free access to Victoria in conjunction with Tennis Australia. So the messaging has been confused. Tennis Australia and Victoria have completely misled him with the wrong information, and it's led to this palaver.